We said goodbye Bad Belzig and goodbye beautiful Liv, and welcome to our second episode of the new vlog series from our first bus tour. That was the third day, and on the third day we had 3 stops. The first one was in Oberlichtenau, where we met Christian Zöllner, and after a very warm welcome we had lunch together in that beautiful garden.
Hi, my name is Christian Zöllner. I'm a designer and maybe I would call myself a maker education activist, and together with a team we bring creative technologies to the rural areas in East Germany, especially in the federal state of Saxony. Currently we are in Oberlichtenau. That's a small village, let's say 30 minutes east of Dresden and in the Lausitz, in the Lusatia, I don't know how to call it. And here we have a Baroque castle, and this Baroque castle we have since 1 year, and we're going to build up the Academy of Applied Futures, which means that we will have regularly workshops, events, sessions, summer schools for young people of all ages to explore what you can do creatively with digital technologies. Due to recent developments in the technology scene, a lot of technologies get monopolized and monetarized and are more and more focused on consumery habits. And being productive and creative with the same technologies is something super empowered. I like it gives people strength and self-confidence and sovereignty. And to get to this point, they cannot do this alone. They need sparring partners, peer groups, and I would not call them communities, because digitality can be a community, but it's intersectional. It's crossing so many boundaries to different fields of interest that maybe you don't need a new community. You need a space where from all the other communities, the people who are interested in digital topics can come and exchange. So it's more a platform for sharing different perspectives from different communities through and on digitality.
Christian gave us a little tour of the castle, and we also had the chance to meet the artist in residence and visit him in the clay printing lab.
Genau, also die einzelnen Schichten. Hier, das kommt dann dabei raus, und jetzt kann ich ja mal einfach den gleichen Druck nochmal anwerfen. Das sieht man am besten, wenn du hier rüber kommst. Ich habe jetzt schon alles eingestellt. Ich muss jetzt eigentlich nur noch auf die Datei drücken, die ich drucken möchte. Also da gibt es dann so, wie schnell fährt diese Düse irgendwo lang. Muss es jetzt eine Ecke langsam fahren, damit der Faden nicht abreißt, also diese Rolle. Ja, aber ich bin noch am Anfang und werde mich da ein bisschen rein-nerden jetzt die nächsten Monate auf jeden Fall.
Das heißt, du hast 3D-Druckerfahrung viel und sammelst jetzt Erfahrung mit dem Werkstoffton.
Genau, korrekt.
Und hast du so bestimmte Vorstellungen, was du damit machen möchtest? Also was du so für Arbeiten damit machen möchtest?
Also grundsätzlich so eine kleine Serie an Geschirr vielleicht, aber es geht auch darum, hier eine Werkstatt zu eröffnen, also so, dass eben Leute aus der Umgebung oder von überall her einfach herkommen können und hier Keramik drucken können. Was Christian auch schon vorhin meinte, dass es eben eine starke Vereinsstruktur hier in dem Ort gibt und Leute einfach unglaublich gerne in Vereine gehen. Wäre auch so eine Überlegung zu sagen, man macht halt einen Clayprint-Verein, bei dem sich hier Leute einnisten können.
We had a very tight schedule this day. There was no time for the perfect group picture, but we did it and then headed to our next stop.
We're just leaving the Baroque castle. The Akademie Oberlichtenau, which we visited. It's being currently refurbished by a team of fantastic people who run youth education organizations working with maker technology. They've had other projects like the Fab Bus that drives around East German rural areas and brings maker technology close to people where they are in small rural villages and other such places. And now they've bought this castle a year ago and are setting it up as a place for workshops for youth of the region to come and do different learning experiences, different residencies as well. We met an artist in resident who was working with 3D printing and clay and learned about the plans for the castle, how it will be used in future, and also how they're integrating with the village population, which has been really great to hear how welcome they were by people seeing what great content they were bringing and how they've already managed to network with local producers, local crafters, like for instance the local money-making community.
Even though it was very stressful that day, it was super nice to enjoy the nature a little bit in between, and we were very excited to meet the community in the Makerspace in Löbau.
Welcome.
Genau. Herzlich willkommen.
Dankeschön.
Beispielsweise Laserauftrag jetzt August Förster, ein lokaler Klavierbauer, ist bei uns sozusagen so Merch-Lasern. Das ist jetzt ein Fehllaser-Durchgang, und das sind einfach so Klavierhämmer, die einfach überflüssig sind von denen, und die werden belasert mit dem Logo, und dann verkaufen wir das quasi wieder zurück an die, beziehungsweise lassen das lasern für die.
Super cool.
Genau. Für einen Auftrag, das sind sozusagen so Zaunkappen für einen selbstgebauten Zaun. Spezielles Material, die drucken wir für den, das sind mehrere hundert Stück, und die kauft er uns dann quasi ab.
Wie lange braucht man dafür?
Für 13 Stück 48 Stunden. Der Drucker da unten gerade, das müsste jetzt der letzte oder vorletzte Durchgang sein.
Also die Funktion.
Das ist schon eine kleine Qualität.
Super.
The Makerspace in Löbau is run by teenagers, and it was so nice to see how engaged they are to continue with that community and with the Makerspace, because they have different generations and one generation is teaching the next generation.
Super ausgestattet, das ist sehr beeindruckend zu sehen. Und wenn ich es richtig verstanden habe, dann seid ihr hier alles Jugendliche, die den Space betreiben, richtig?
Ja, schon.
Und bringt ihr euch auch selbst bei, wie man diese ganzen Geräte benutzt, oder wie funktioniert das?
Gewissermaßen. Also wir werden am Anfang auch aus sicherheitstechnischen Gründen zunächst mal eingewiesen. Und wenn wir dann alles relativ sicher bedienen können, dann können wir es auch dementsprechend nutzen und uns daran weiterbilden. Aber zuerst die Einweisung erfolgt meistens dann von einem der älteren Person, die noch jetzt vor uns die Leitergeneration war. Und so läuft das eigentlich alles ganz sicher ab.
Das heißt, ihr gebt dann auch euer Wissen weiter an die Nächsten, die nachkommen. Und gibt es eine Altersbegrenzung für euch hier zu sein und zu arbeiten? Oder?
Naja, also wir sagen so zwischen 13, 14 und 21 so vielleicht. Es gibt auch noch einige Leute, die schon ein bisschen älter sind, die noch gelegentlich hier sind und noch ein bisschen helfen, aber die versuchen sich weiter rauszunehmen, dass wir dann, also unsere Generation quasi mehr die Leitung übernimmt und die Verantwortung.
They showed us around and they showed us their work. For example, this is the Tower of Löbau, and they're selling it on markets or festivals. We also got one. It was very cute. And then we were just sitting down and talking a little bit about the project. We didn't have that much time. After, I think, only 1 hour, we had to leave again, which was quite sad because they just opened up and told us a little bit more about their struggles and also what they like to do in the future. But anyways, we had to hit the road again to get to our next and last stop for the day, which was a textile factory in Ebersbach-Neugersdorf. We actually got there a little later than planned because we had some trouble finding the place. But once we arrived, everyone was already waiting for us. And we had a chance to explore this former textile factory together with the Tanzmeier and learn more about this incredible history. We started by introducing the make-a-thek project a little bit and talking about ideas for the future how this place and its textile heritage could continue to inspire people through education and community activities. And one of the people showing us around had actually worked in a factory himself, which made the whole visit even more special. He shared stories about what it was like to work there, where people had lunch, and also how everything was organized. It was amazing to hear just how important the textile industry was once for this region, and everything happened there, from processing the raw materials like cotton through to producing the finished jeans or a t-shirt. There was just so much knowledge, craftsmanship and experience in this one place, and even though the factory is no longer running, that knowledge still lives on through the people who work there. Like in many places, the fashion industry changed over time. Production moved abroad, factories closed, and the local textile sector became much, much smaller. The factory itself was around for more than 120 years, and you could really feel that history as we walked through the huge buildings and old production floors. We also learned how difficult that transition was for many people, especially in the eastern part of Germany. Factories closed almost overnight, and people lost not only their jobs, but also a big part of their identity and community. That's why it was so inspiring to hear about the ideas for the future. It certainly won't become a textile factory again, but maybe it can become a place where these stories, skills, and traditions continue to live on through community projects or even a museum. Yeah, we really loved that visit, and of course we couldn't leave without taking one last group picture. And that was it. That was the third day. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.